up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. And today I'm bringing you from Transformers Legacy, the Velocitron Speedia 500 collection. This is Decepticon Crasher. So let's take a quick look at the box. Very kind of busy box going on here, but I do love the fact that he's packaged in, or she, sorry, is packaged in her vehicle mode. So up front here, we have a really nice picture of Crasher in her vehicle mode and the Legacy logo, Velocitron Speedia 500 collection. Again, you have a product image on the front there, on the top of the box, and you see the open packaging of her in her vehicle mode. Again, that piece of artwork looks really cool. I think they did a pretty good job with the head sculpt there. It's definitely Crasher, you can tell. That kind of wraps around there. You have the Authentics logo there. Kind of busy with all the text on the front, but you know, it's typical fare here for this Velocitron Speedia collection series. You get your product info on the bottom, and you have a close-up image of Crasher there, looking very cool. Love the yellow eyes there, very menacing. On the back, you have your product shots. Decepticon Crasher. There she is in a robot mode, converts into 18 steps to the vehicle mode. And that is about it for the packaging. So without further ado, let's crack open Crasher, see what she's all about. Okay, so Decepticon Crasher out of the box, onto the turntable, giving you a nice 360-degree view here, spinning around here, and this deco just looks really, really nice. At first glance, I thought it was just a straight-up repaint of the old Mirage mold, the Siege and the Netflix. But I am sorely mistaken. On closer inspection, there are actually quite a lot of differences. So let's pause and get into those differences right now. Okay, so before we look at the details of Decepticon Crash, let's take a look at the accessories she comes with. She does come with the exact same accessories as we saw with Mirage mold, both Siege and Netflix, and that is just done in a black plastic. And you have the laser blaster here, and you have the shoulder cannon here. So basically the exact same weapons. So just bringing in those previous weapons there. So just exactly the same, just done in a different color. And also the missile launcher, the shoulder cannon here, just done again in a different color plastic. It looks to be the same. This looks a little bit maybe glossier, but pretty much the same. So that is the accessories she comes with, and those accessories can be fit on the vehicle mode. And I noticed we'll get into some differences here in a sec, but the 5mm ports are actually on the front here, or actually on the side, so you can put her weapons like that. And we will show these differences in vehicle mode in just a sec, but that is how she looks. So I can get it in there. That's how she looks all armed up there. So very, very cool. So getting into the details of Decepticon Crasher, there's so much to talk about here. First of all, let's just get a look at this beautiful, beautiful deco here. You get some really nice gunmetal gray. It's almost black. It's more of a gunmetal gray for the front, sort of, I don't know what you call it, like a spoiler. You get some sort of nice molded detail there. You get some really nice red paint there, some silver. You see the O1 there done in white. And again, some really nice red paint and the Decepticon logo there. And I just love the contrast of the black and the red and the white there. And you get some real nice gloss finish paint on the back here, on the sides. And you get a nice red pinstripe there. And again, the spoiler is done in black and white, and you get painted wheels. This time they're done in more of a gunmetal gray. So the contrast of not only the paint, but you have some sort of matte finish and some sort of gloss on this guy, this gal, I should say. But yeah, all in all, wow, really striking, very striking deco. So very, very cool. That's how she looks on the bottom. So yeah, you can definitely see some similarities between this and the old Mirage molds. But I'm gonna bring in the Siege Mirage mold and just take a look at the differences. We're gonna start back here at the back spoiler. You can see how the Siege Mirage had this huge spoiler with the 5mm ports on the top. And on the Crasher mold, it's done a little bit smaller, a little bit more sort of, you know, I think it fits the mold better. This is actually very exaggerated here, but I do like the sort of the smaller spoiler. Another huge difference is this back section here in front of the spoiler. Here you sort of had like the, you know, like the engine or whatever, the intakes here in the old Siege mold. And here you don't see that at all. You almost see, you definitely see where the arms fold in and things, but it's definitely different. This piece has been redone too. Actually, this piece has moved up. It looks like this piece has moved forward on the Decepticon Crasher version. And like I just showed you, the 5mm ports are on the sides now, whereas the Siege mold, they were on top of the spoiler, so you don't get any of that on the old mold there. And the cockpit, again, is redone, and it's all open now. It's not closed like that. And this middle part where the feet fold up, that is the same here. This section looks to be the same. And then coming down here to the front, obviously that front spoiler is very, very different. So again, some really huge differences here from the original Siege mold. So that's how they look from the back, from the bottom. So bringing in some other molds here. So we got the Siege, we got the Crasher, and we got the Netflix version. So just a quick comparison there between the three. So let's get Decepticon Crasher transformed, and let's check out her robot mode. Okay, so we have Decepticon Crasher all transformed into her great robot mode. Definitely one of my favorite iterations of this Siege Mirage mold. Just very striking in its deco and colors and everything else. So let's take a look at the details. Getting up close on that head sculpt, I think they did a pretty decent job on this head sculpt. It's definitely a Crasher from GoBots. You know, it's hard because it's pretty much the Mirage head, just done in a little bit different sculpt and different paint. They definitely got the nice yellow eyes there and the pink face. You know, if you look at the old Crasher pictures, her head, the shape of her face is a little bit different. I almost wish they gave her some some red lipstick. I do remember from the cartoon, she always had that sort of bright red lipstick. I think that would have been a nice touch. But as it is now, you get some pink paint for the face, those nice yellow eyes, and a little bit of red paint on the sides there. So not bad, not bad. You can definitely tell it's Crasher. Now, going down the figure, just, again, loving the contrast. Again, Crasher is the 01 on the front of the chest plate. You get some really nice white and red detail here on the chest. And everything on this figure is very, very tight. So that's very cool how the spoilers turn on the side. And that is how she looks there. Some nice detail. And again, the contrast on this figure, I just love that glossy black for the legs and the feet. So there she is in all her glory. Pretty much looks the same from the back. But anyways, yeah, really, really nice deco. So bringing in the Siege Mirage mold. Now mine has repro labels on it, so it does look a little bit different. But just getting in close here. And you can tell, you know, the head sculpt is a little bit different, a little bit more flared out for the helmet part. And definitely some nice detail here on the sides, which you didn't see on the original mold. It's actually a pretty heavy retooling, again, from the front spoiler there. I think they did a bang up job on the retooling on this figure. And again, the even the knees look different too, and the bottom of the legs. I mean, basically everything has been retooled, and the bottom of the legs. The thighs, again, are all different too, and the feet look to be just about the same, but pretty much a very similar mold, but actually tons of differences in both modes. So just getting a quick comparison of Crasher, Siege, and then here's the Netflix version of the mold. So there they all are, side by side. So taking away these guys, excuse me, and getting into her weapon storage. So she can obviously hold her weapons very easily. So you get the blaster there, you get the shoulder cannon there. Now, unfortunately, there's no, it's very tight. Let's see here. Come on, geez, that's really tight. Unfortunately, there's no place where you can actually like put the cannon over her shoulder, but that's more of a Mirage thing, not a Crasher thing. So she can hold her weapons very easily. And like I said, this the joints on this feel really good. We'll get into articulation here in a sec. But one thing I found, geez, that is really tight. One thing the directions do say, on the back, if you look closely, there are little ports dug out on the behind her shoulders. So actually, she does have weapon storage, which is very interesting. So you can put her weapons on the back like that. And actually, they hide pretty well in from the front, so you can't really see them from the front. This part does stick out a little bit, but I thought that was very interesting. You can almost have like a, you know, like an underhanded, underarm sort of weapon like that. It's just kind of a, maybe adds into the playability of the figure. So I thought that was very interesting as far as the weapon storage goes. So let's take those guys out, take those off, and let's pause and we'll get into articulation. So articulation for Decepticon Crasher is pretty much what you would expect. If you have the Siege Mirage mold, it's pretty much the same. But this being the third or fourth iteration of this mold, actually everything is very, very tight on this figure, which is very nice. So getting into articulation here, her head is just on a peg joint there, so it can look up and down a little bit, not really any side to side. It can go all the way around 360, and this is no lie, super tight. Everything is really tight on this guy, gal, whatever. Hinge joints at the shoulders can hinge out. You can do a full 360 there. She has a nice upper bicep swivel. She has about 90 degrees at the elbow. Wrist articulation because of transformation. So getting those Oh, it just feels so good. Really nice, really nice. And really nice tight waist swivel there. Some movement at the hips there. There's a mushroom joint there. You get some nice hip action there. And some kickback, and she can kick forward that much. And she has about a nice 90 degree at the knee. And again, you have that same sort of ankle rocker joint again. And you do have some nice forward and back movement because of transformation. So all in all, a very nice posable figure. And considering that we've seen this mold a few times before, very, very tight. And I'm happy there's absolutely no QC issues on this lady at all. So let's pause. I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so some final thoughts for Decepticon Crasher. This figure is awesome. I was pleasantly surprised when I found out that it wasn't just a straight up repaint of the old Siege Mirage mold. It's actually a pretty heavy retool of that mold, and just the deco itself with the black and the red, the just different sort of contrast between the shiny plastic and the paint, and just some really nice detail. I really love it a lot. And I think the head sculpt is pretty good. It's pretty faithful to the GoBots Crasher head sculpt, and I think they did a pretty good job with it. So anyways, this has been the video review for Decepticon Crasher from the Velocitron Speedia 500 collection. Definitely pick this figure up. It is a really nice use of the mold, and you will not be disappointed. Anyways, this has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll let her spin around just one more time here so you can just see a nice view, and we'll fade out right here.